Hey, Charles, thoughts on the Ryzen issue? Can it be prevented in the future? Here's my thing. I cannot do everything. I have to assume that the computer you're running the code on operates in a certain way. If AMD or Intel tells me they have specialized hardware to do something, I'm going to trust that AMD and Intel have used that specialized hardware correctly unless someone else has told me. And more often than not, someone else is a DEF CON or a major cryptographic issue or whatever. And every now and then, something slips through the cracks. In this particular issue, older Ryzen processors had a firmware problem, a design flaw, where random numbers coming out of them were junk. I have no idea how that slipped through, and someone noticed it, and responsible disclosure occurred, and we basically added an extra layer of protection for those particular unpatched Ryzen processors, which is a small minority of all processors in circulation. These are exceedingly rare bugs, and when they come up, you resolve them as best you can. Sometimes you can fix them, sometimes only the hardware manufacturer can fix them, but I have to assume that the platform we build on is correct. I can't go and fix Intel's problems or AMD's problems. All I can do is, when they come up, compensate for them, which is the issue with the Ryzen random number generation concern. So as they say, how do they abuse the random number bug to get pledged data? If you don't actually have random generation of the wallet, the chance of a collision of two wallets is extremely high. So if two people on the same platform created their wallet with basically the same seeds, you'd actually restore the other person's wallet. It's a disaster scenario. So I used to use an analogy of, what's your chance of a collision? I say it's like finding a grain of sand on all the beaches in the entire world and imagine there's 100 Earths. That's your probability. But if you have a random number error, I'm saying you only get to look on one particular beach next to one particular towel. Your chance of a collision is much, much, much higher then, right? Because your search space is extremely small. So that's how that happens. It's not a security issue. It's an assumption that you have a true random number generator when you create a wallet. If that's not the case, then the wallet's not secure. That's not our fault. That's the fault of the underlying hardware. And I'm really annoyed by that too, because AMD should know better. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm just some guy in Colorado. Come on. I got a Circus Soleil mask back there. Come on now. Lisa, you're letting me down.